going on, everyone? Welcome back to CS Coins. I'm back today with another quarter bag. These have been amazing lately. They've been straight hits for many bags in a row. I can't remember the last bad bag that I've had. Just been getting silver W's, all sorts of great stuff in pretty much every single bag that I've searched. So I had to swing by the good old bank after work today and snag another one. Hoping for some good stuff in here. I did see a lot of white edges like last time. I think there's a lot of Canadians in here, but hopefully we can get some silver out of here as well. I think we can hopefully expect to get some W's as well. I'd like to get 2 or more is always a good number. I think last time I got 2. I'd like to get 3 this time and beat it. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to get into this here, and I will let you guys know when I get a find. Hopefully it's a good one. This has been a really slow bag, not a lot of finds right off the bat, but the first find is going to be silver, I think. It is Canadian. I think that's the first silver Canadian of the year. And it's going to be a 68. I believe that's going to be 50% silver. That's awesome. 68 was a transitional year, so they won't all be silver, but this one definitely has that look. Sound test it real quick. Sure sounds silver. I think we got a winner, folks. That is not too shabby for a first find. I'm happy to be on a silver quarter, and the 4-in-1s are not easy to come by, so pretty great find right there. Just wanted to do a little test here just to confirm that the 68 is silver. You can always tell with a magnet because the silver ones will be about 50% silver, 50% nickel, I believe, and these ones are usually going to be a higher concentration of nickel, so silver shouldn't stick, and it's not sticking, and this one's going to stick. I looked up the mintages, and a 68 silver is, I believe, a little over 70 million, whereas the nickel version would have been, I believe, a little bit over 80 mil, like 83 million, something like that. And I've never found a 68 50%er, so I mean, it's not 80% silver like the previous years, but I'm not going to complain. Silver in a quarter bag, can't go wrong with that. Being in Michigan, you sure do find a lot of Canadian coins. This one is another Vancouver Olympics coin, I believe. I think I found one of these in my last bag. It's a 2007 for the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. Got a hockey player on it. Those are kind of neat, but again, I don't usually keep the modern Canadian coins, so I'm not going to hold on to this one. This bag had nothing going on, and all of a sudden I'm making all these finds all at once. We got a proof here. It's pretty beat up. I think it's been in circulation for a long time. And it looks to be a state quarter. I can usually tell by Washington's hair. It looks a lot thicker, a lot more, how would I say that? It looks like it's like sticking out a little bit more. Whereas it looks a little more three-dimensional. I would say the more modern quarters look like they're more like they were drawn on a piece of paper. So pretty sure this is a state quarter. Let's see what we got. And it's going to be in Ohio, 2002. Pretty scuffed up, but I'll still take it. It's definitely Ness Mint Mark proof, and that'll be another find. I've got a foreign that's not a Canadian for once. It's someplace I really wish I was at right now. It's going to be from the Bahamas, Commonwealth of the Bahamas, 2015. I think I've found this coin before. It's got a nice little sailboat sailing by an island on the reverse, 25 cents. And looks like a swordfish and a flamingo with a shield on the obverse. I don't know what's the obverse and reverse. I'm assuming this is the obverse, but kind of a cool little find. Something to change it up. We'll add that to the keepers over here. I did find a nice bicentennial as well. Had potential for DDO, but I'm not seeing any doubling. But I think I'll hold on to it. I'm just trying to save on to the uncirculated bicentennials at this point. So I've got a really unexpected but really welcome find here. It's going to be a West Virginia state quarter with a pretty nice cut on the right-hand side there. It is a bit scuffed up. It's not in the best shape, but these are not easy to find. I think I found like 3 of these ever coin roll hunting, 3 or 4. And you do not come by them very often, so really happy about that. For my viewers that don't know, a cud It's also known as a die break, where a corner of the die will just chip off, and that will fill in with extra metal on every coin that is stamped with that die until it's replaced. So on West Virginia quarters minted in Philadelphia, I think there were die breaks or cuds or whatever you want to call them on either side of the coin. There was one right where my thumb is right here, and then as you can see right here, there are a lot of other examples that look like that. So great find right there. It's a bummer it's not in better shape, but I'm still happy with it. Man, these Canadians are just popping up left and right, and this is going to be, I believe, the second commemorative Canadian I found so far. 1604 to 2004, 25 cents. I've never seen this one before. Looks like there may be a mint mark on the obverse. I don't know if that's a P or a D. I don't know what that means. Don't know much about Canadian coins, really. I know the silver coins a little bit, percentages and everything, but I definitely am not an expert. That's kind of neat. Again, I won't keep these, but just thought I'd show you guys something a little bit different. This is absolute Canadian madness. Just commemorative Canadians everywhere I look. This one's a 2017, 1867 to 2017. If I got any Canadian viewers out there, let me know if I'm throwing away some gold here. I just don't keep these things. I don't think there's any value. I probably should be looking into them. I know the painted quarters are more desirable, but you guys let me know if I got any Canadians. Is this good? I doubt it, but it's definitely worth checking out. I want a W so bad right now, but it's not going to happen quite yet, unfortunately. But I do have a token here, City of Detroit, DPM, Detroit Transportation. I actually have had like some of these in my coin collection ever since I was a little kid. I don't know how they ended up in there, but you know, being in Michigan, these things spread around. I think it's for like the I don't know what you call it. I don't know if it's like a bus or a something like that, but I think I've taken it in Detroit before. So another token that I know what it is. Usually I have no clue. I'll take it, I guess. What have we got here? It's another Canadian commemorative. Man, this is getting a little old at this point. It's like every find. 2000 Creativity Canada. Bunch of little people in a canoe. It's really hard to tell what's going on these Canadian commemorative quarters. A lot of them are pretty abstract, I feel like. Not too sure what's going on there. But it's something different, I guess. Finding a ton of these things. I wish I was finding a ton of W's instead. That's going to do it for the quarter bag. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit upset with the results. I am really glad that I got a silver. 68 Canadian, 50%. But I am targeting quarters mostly right now to get W's. They're just getting way harder to find. And I feel like once W's are pretty much out of circulation, quarters probably won't be worth hunting anymore. You'll find an occasional silver, an occasional aerial. Probably most of the hunts won't end up with anything. So I'm really trying to grind out these W's, especially because they are a more valuable coin than silver. Not that I sell my coins, it's just nice to have a more valuable collection that I can pass down someday. From my understanding, all the West Point quarters are going to be key dates. So I definitely want to get as many of those as I can. But let's get into the finds here. Like I just showed you, we got the 68 quarter, 50% silver. I got a really beat up proof that almost just looks like a normal quarter. Ohio. We've got a cud. Sorry for my bad camera skills. We've got a cud on this West Virginia quarter. A little bit beat up, but I'm happy to have that. It's been a while since I found one of those. And got this foreign here, Commonwealth of the Bahamas 2015, 25 cents. A Detroit transportation token. I think that may have been for an Amtrak or something. And then we've got a few nicer bicentennials. Always try to pull out those uncirculated ones. So I'm not too content with this being a full video. I think I'm going to add on to it. I'm going to try to get another quarter bag tomorrow maybe. If not, I'm going to try to get some boxes going. But I'd like to tack on some W's to this video, maybe another silver. So we're going to keep at it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Next bag or box, not on the next video. I'll be back. Who's ready for quarter bag number 2? I sure am. We got the second one here. And I don't know if you guys have seen my community post about this, but looky there, we got a silver. I'm not going to look to see the date. I kind of want it to be a surprise. I want to find out with you guys what it is. But I know I've had silver in this bag, which is pretty amazing. I think every bag that I've searched lately has had silver other than one maybe. Or maybe they all have had silver. I don't know. Probably like the last 5 or 6 bags have had at least one silver. Quite a few of them have had 2. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm hoping we can tack some W's onto the hunt. That would make for an amazing bag if we could get W's and a silver. So let's get into it, see what we can find. Well, this has been quite the depressing bag. I saw that silver right off the bat. I was expecting a lot of finds, but I'm probably, I would say like at least 3/4 done with the bag. And so far, no finds until now. I just got a proof. This is a pretty cool one. Olympic, Washington, 2011. It's a newer proof. I like finding these because usually I'm finding state quarter proofs. And I really like that reverse design. That's a really nice one. I'm pretty happy with this find. I'm just hoping that it picks up. I'm really wanting a W. I've been trying to get one for a couple hunts now and it just hasn't happened. So hopefully I can get on the board with one of those. Hopefully there is some good silver in here. Hopefully more than just the one. We'll see. I'll see you guys definitely when I find that silver, if not before then. It's right next to that proof and I didn't notice it, but I'm gonna have my first Wilma Mankiller quarter. It's a Denver, so I don't think we're gonna have any errors on it, unfortunately. Usually Denver's pretty good about striking their coins without any problems. They have had errors in the past, but nowadays it's pretty rare. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of these new series of quarters. I mean, it's not a terrible design. I just do not like the obverse, and I've definitely seen cooler reverses. I think focusing on one person is kind of boring. I like seeing nature and stuff like that, so it's still interesting though. I don't think I'll hold on to it, but just wanted to show you guys that. I know they've been popping up in circulation a lot recently, so the bag hasn't been wanting to give me anything until the end. Now I'm starting to get a lot of finds. We're gonna have a crossing the Delaware here with a couple small die chips on Washington's hat. Not a ton of value in these, and I'm not like too interested in them. The crowns are pretty cool, but these minor errors, not too special. But it's still a find. I'll still take it. It'll be find number 2 for the hunt. I think I scooped out that silver we saw at the beginning. It's gonna be a 1964 Philadelphia. Awesome. That's going to be silver quarter number 2 for this 2-bag hunt so far. And I'll add that with his sister over there, Queen Elizabeth. I'll take that. Hopefully there's some W's to follow. Seeing silver number 2 a little bit further in the bag, and that thing looks old. I'm going to carefully see what we have here. Just going to pull it out with a couple other quarters. See what we got. 1942. That is my oldest silver quarter, and I think it's got lamination cracks on the obverse. I'll have to get you guys a better shot of that later. Actually, we can hold it up by my light here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna have some lamination cracks. Either that or they're old scratches that just look like cracks. I don't know. It's gonna be an S mint. Wow. That's a pretty awesome find, guys. I was not expecting that. I'm going to take a closer look at this and try to determine whether that's an error or not, but it's my oldest quarter yet. You know what, actually? I see a crack going down by the 1 now. I'm nearly certain these are lamination cracks on here. That's an awesome find. I'll probably get this one flipped up. It's an old error. My oldest silver quarter, as I've said a couple times. And that is a great find. This has been a pretty good bag, even though it's been extremely slow. The tail end of it has been pretty amazing. That is a beautiful sight right there. And look at that rim. I was thinking that could have been a Standing Liberty for a minute. Hopefully I can find one of those eventually. That is definitely on my bucket list. Looks like the rim's a little chewed up right there. I was wondering if that might be a little cut, but I don't think it's going to be. But that is going to be the third silver of the hunt. Pretty great stuff. Cannot go wrong with that. I really would like some W's though. Let's see if we can grind those out. Got another find here. It's an Odd We Rust quarter, Kansas 2005. I believe that was a over-polished die where the In God We Trust was this year on certain quarters, so it's always one to look out for. I hate getting to this point where there's just a pile of quarters and you know you're probably not going to find anything too great. At this point, when I don't find a W, it gets pretty bad. I lose a lot of hope, just feeling down in the dumps, but at least I got a couple silvers. I'm really happy about that. And we'll see if we can get another find here. Pretty slim pickings in quarter bag number 2, but I will take quality over quantity any day. We've got 2 silvers here, a 64. Let's check the mint mark on this one. That's going to be a Philadelphia. And probably my best silver quarter find yet is going to be this 42 with some lamination cracks. You can see very clearly by the 1 there and the date. And the crack runs up here a little bit. And then we've got quite the mess of cracks up by Washington's hair here. So that is pretty sweet find. I don't know if I've ever found lamination cracks on a 90% silver coin. I've found them on war nickels and such. But that's awesome. I'm gonna get that one flipped up after the video here. It's a shame it's kind of scratched up from being in that bag, but it gives you kind of a better view of the lamination crack. When I hold it at an angle like that, you can see it going all the way across the bust of Washington there. It's a great find. So other than the 2 silver quarters, I ended up with this really nice proof. The newer ones are always nice to find because they're typically in better shape. This one's not great. It's not perfect by any means, but that is a beautiful reverse design, so I really like that one. And onto the errors, nothing too special here. We've got a couple die chips on a crossing the Delaware on the hat, and in God We Rust where the G is also pretty weak. So that was a solid bag, and I think I'm gonna try to get a third bag to make this video a little bit longer. I would like to actually land some W's, so I will see you guys if and when I can get another bag. I think I should be able to get one pretty soon. I'm back. It's Friday, and it was a long, stressful day of work, so I am looking forward to getting back into these quarters. This is going to be the third bag. It's going to be the final bag. I don't think I'm going to do any more than this. So we will see if we can expand that silver count to 4, and also if I can get on the board with the W. At this point, I think I'm tied with Rob Finds Treasure in silver quarters for the year, which is pretty good stuff because I know he is really good at what he does. But these bags have just been amazing. They've been on fire lately, and that's helped me to get my silver quarter count up to, I believe it's currently at 13. So let's keep it going. Hopefully I can get a full roll by the end of the year if I keep grinding these bags out. I'm going to cut into it, and I will show you guys the first find. The first find looks to be silver. This is going to be in only the second handful I took out of the bag here. So let's take a look at this. That is definitely a silver quarter. No mint mark. 1956. That is awesome, guys. That is, I've lost count, but I think that's probably 7 or 8 bags at this point in a row with silver quarters. That's going to be number 4 for the hunt. Third American. We have the 150% Canadian. That is pretty amazing. Hopefully there's more in this bag. If we could get 5 for the hunt, that would be insane. Now we got a lot to look through and a lot of opportunities for other finds, so let's keep at it. The next find looks to be a foreign or a token. Let's take a look at what we have here. No cash value. Jeepers. That's another token that I'm familiar with. I don't know if Jeepers is just a Michigan thing or if it's in other states. You guys will have to let me know. But I used to go to this place quite often. It was they had like a play place in there. They had some rides. They had an arcade. It was just a pretty cool place to hang out when I was a kid. I had a lot of good times here when I was a little boy. So that is a very nostalgic find right there. I will keep on to it. Not my favorite find of the bag. I find a lot of these, but it is still a find. We're going to have across in Delaware with a tiny die chip on Washington's hat there. These are pretty common, but they still can fetch a few bucks, so it's definitely one to look out for. And I will take another find. We got a lot left to go. Just thought I'd take note of this. I've been finding a lot of Denver minted Delaware State quarters in pretty mint condition. I think it had to have been some kind of collection dump because I've probably found close to 10 of these at this point. I just thought I'd point it out. I don't think I'll keep them. I mean, the Denver's not going to have any spitting horse errors or anything, so they are nice, but I've said it before, I'm not big into modern coins really unless they have some actual value, so I won't be keeping them, but it's a good sign. That means somebody has been dumping some coins that they were keeping in a collection at one point, so hopefully that means there's some other kind of collectible coins in here. I'm really not that far into the bag. I think this is still the third handful that I'm working on. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys. We've got our second in God We Rust of the hunt, I believe. It's a pretty decent find. It's not in amazing shape, but these are still pretty cool to come by. And I believe these fetch a few bucks, so I'll be keeping on to it. Well, we finally got one. It was reverse facing, and I had a feeling it would be one. I don't know why. I just had a weird feeling. I feel like some of the W's almost look like proof-like, almost like Denver mint sometimes. So I flipped it, and we have got one. Not in amazing shape, but it is a W, and it has been a long time. I've searched $2,000 worth of quarters, and going into $3,000, we finally found our first one. That's pretty awesome. Silver and a W so far this hunt. Let's keep it up. This hunt's bringing back all the memories here. We got a Chuck E. Cheese token from 2006. I would have been 7 years old. I probably went there in 2006. I think the last time I was there, I was in the play structure or whatever, and I was like dodging puddles of pee. It's just a nasty place. I'm sure I got sick there so many times. But it's another find, I guess. And we have got a lot to go, guys. I am hoping we get more W's here. Right after finding that Chuck E. Cheese token, I've got another in God We Rust. The T is barely visible, and the G is even pretty weak strike too. I can't believe how many of these I've been finding this hunt, but I'm not going to complain. It's always a welcome find. There are quite a few tokens popping up this bag. I haven't found anything too great in a while, but we do have what looks to be a token here. And it's just going to be a plain, no cash value token. That is the third brass token of the hunt. I'd like to get something a little bit more desirable, but the finds are flowing, so I'm alright with that. Man, if this is another token, it is another token. Zap Zone. Another place I spent a lot of my childhood at. Those are all of the Michigan locations, I believe. Pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna have to hit up these arcades, man. I got tokens everywhere now. I'm just finding tokens left and right, and nothing actually good that's a coin. And I think I see another one back there. What is this? Another no cash value. Got robbed of 2 quarters right there. That's a shame. Let's go. Oh, that's a beautiful sight right there. Finally not a gold brass edge. We've got a W. And I have not taken a look at it. Got the V75 Privy, another one in not the best shape, but still got that V75 Privy, still minted in West Point. Let's see what we have. And it's a Salt River Bay. Awesome. So we've got 2 W's so far for the hunt and a silver. And I would say maybe a little less than half of the bag left. So there's still a chance for a 3rd W. I've only been able to pull off 3 W's in a hunt once, so let's see if we can tie that at least, if not beat it. I hope we can. Now that I'm looking at this a little harder, this is in pretty rough shape. It's pretty worn down, but I will take a W regardless. This is pretty unbelievable, guys. I just hit silver number 2. So we are at 2 silvers and 2 W's for this bag. This has been quite the bag so far. Philadelphia Mint, 1954. That is a lovely sight. 2 50s silver quarters in this bag, which is a little abnormal because usually I'm finding either 60s or the occasional 40s. I don't find a lot of 50s at all. That is amazing. I did not see that coming. And there could be more at the bottom. Who knows? If I were to pull another W or another silver, I once again top my best quarter bag. I'm just constantly topping them. This has been a great run for me. So happy to have that. I've got a Maya Angelou quarter here with a drooling or herpes Washington, whatever you want to call it. 2020p Maya Angelou. I don't know what these are going for right now. I don't think it's very much. When they first came out, they were selling for a bit of money, but I will have to check that out online, see what they're selling for nowadays. But either way, it's a cool find. Can't believe how many finds I'm getting in this bag. It has been one of the most action-packed bags I've ever looked through. I've got a little die chip here on a San Antonio Missions quarter. You guys always want to be checking each, I believe that's some kind of cross. I don't know much about the quarter design here, but each side of it you want to be checking for die chips. It's just a tiny baby one, but I don't think I've ever found a die chip on one of these, so kind of cool find there. I'm gonna hold on to it. I've got this quarter here with just a tiny cut on it. If it were damaged, you'd be able to see it on the rim, and the rim looks completely fine. So there's just gonna be a little small cut on this 2015 Delaware Bombay hook quarter. Pretty cool find. You don't find cuts very often. It's not very dramatic at all, but it is still an error find, and I will take it. I'm at the very bottom of the bag now with just less than a roll left of quarters, and I spotted this Arizona with the extra leaf die chip right under that cactus there. And as I've said before, I'm pretty selective about keeping these, but this one it's in decent shape. It's not great, but the die chip's pretty huge. You can't even really see much of all of the designer's initials underneath that cactus where it's supposed to be. So kind of a cool find to end the hunt off with. I will see you guys back momentarily for a wrap up. That's going to be the end of quarter bag number 3, the final quarter bag for this hunt. I'll just give a little recap of the finds during this bag. We've got a West Point here. This one is going to be a tall grass prairie. Got the Monarch on the back from Kansas. And the other West Point is going to be a bit more worn. This is probably one of the most beat up W's I've found. Usually they're in pretty good shape. This one is a Salt River Bay. And 2 silver quarters, which were quite the surprise. We got a 54 Philly and a 56 Philly. These were numbers 4 and 5 for the hunt in terms of silver. Moving on to the tokens. These were pretty plentiful today. We've got a Zap Zone laser tag token, Chuck E. Cheese 2006 token, Jeepers, and 2 generic no cash value tokens. And onto the errors, I will zoom in a bit more so you guys can see these nice and good. We've got a 2020p Maya Angelou little die chip on Washington's mouth on the obverse. This is called the herpes or the drooling George Washington. So that one, I will probably have to check eBay on that and confirm the selling prices. I want to say it's selling for like $5 right now, so nothing too crazy, but I will double check that. I haven't checked those prices in a little bit. We've got an extra leaf on this Arizona underneath the cactus. Those are always pretty cool. And that's a pretty solid example too. Most of the initials are gone from the designer's initials that should be there. We've got this tiny cud on this 2015. Let me confirm what quarter this is. Bombay Hook, Delaware. You can see the cud on the left of Liberty there. It's a pretty tiny one, but still a cool error. And then we have got a couple in God We Rust. This one's more like an Odd We Rust. So those were pretty neat, and I actually forgot to put another error out on the board here, but I just grabbed it. This is going to be a San Antonio Missions with a little die chip on top of the cross there. So that was a pretty great assortment of finds in that final bag. I'm just going to show the best finds at the very end and do a total wrap up for the 3 bags. So I will see you guys for that wrap up. I just wanted to do a quick recap here showing my best finds of the hunt. We've got a silver Canadian here, 68, 50% silver. A 1964 Philadelphia. 42 with some really cool lamination errors going on. Oldest quarter as well. I've never found one. I think my previous oldest was 1948. And then we've got from the final bag there a 56 Philly. Great. Scratching up my cud down there. Got a 56 Philly and a 54 Philly. So I couldn't believe I found that much silver. I mean, for 3,000 in quarters, I feel like that's a really solid amount of silver. Moving on to West Point quarters, we've got this Salt River Bay. It has seen better days, but it's still a W. And a Tallgrass Prairie. That last bag kind of came in clutch. I thought I was going to get skunked on W's. They are definitely getting tougher to find, but at least we were able to get a couple. A couple proofs here, the Ohio 2002 and the Olympic Washington 2011. And the best error find of the hunt was definitely this West Virginia 2005 quarter with that big old cud on the right side. So that is going to be it for the video. I would like to thank everyone for watching. And a good majority of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you guys are not subscribed and you're feeling the video, consider giving me a sub. It'll help us both out. You'll see some awesome coin hunting content, and I will get to grow my channel a little bit more. Otherwise, if you're already subscribed, please feel free to like the video, leave me a comment. I had to cut out the video a little bit because I had some background noise going on, but as always, I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I will be back to the coin roll hunting next week. I am planning on maybe getting some $half bags if I can, and I'm going to keep up with these quarters, but I'd like to get into customer wraps again, maybe some boxes as well. I just had to take a break with all of the rolled coins just because the tellers are claiming they're in a coin shortage. It's been an ongoing thing for probably a couple years now, but I think I should be able to get back into those a little bit. So again, thank you everyone for the support, and have a great weekend.